Hi everyone, today we would like to give a demo on the chatbot which we built. This chatbot which we built can be deployed onto any of the existing web applications. For the demonstration purposes, we have deployed our chatbot onto a dummy web application. As you can see here, this is a dummy web page which we have built and we have deployed our chatbot on top of this. As you can see, the chatbot is residing at the bottom right corner. By default, it would be in a minimized mode, shown in a minimized mode. The user can always click on this particular icon, he can expand it and then he can collapse it as and how he wishes. So as soon as the chatbot window opens up, it tries to introduce itself. In our case, it's like, hi, I'm Elisa and what would you like to do now? So when the user tries clicking on this incident creation, it asks like, what is the problem you are facing? So when the user says like my VPN is frequently getting disconnected, as the chatbot understands that the user is trying to access some further level of information which requires some kind of authentication, it tries to ask the user to sign in first before doing any further actions. And as it is a dummy web application, we have built a sign-in page also, because in the actual application this sign-in would navigate to the actual authentication and authorization screen, or the single sign-on using OAuth or whatever may be the specific scenario for the application. For this particular demo, we have created a new login page through which we can the user can authenticate himself. The user has given his username and password and it has generated a OTP, and this OTP is used for is pasted in the chatbot for authentication. So as soon as the user gives the OTP, it recognizes the user as Sharath, and then a ticket has been created which describes this issue, like the user has been frequently getting the VPN issue which is getting disconnected. So based on this particular description, a ticket has been raised. Suppose after some time when this ticket gets addressed, if the user wants to know the status of this particular ticket, so the user can click on insert inquiry and the bot asks like, what is the ticket reference number? And when the user pastes this ticket reference number, it will go and try to fetch what is the exact status of this ticket. So as of now, the status of this ticket is still in new state. Nobody has really touched this particular ticket. Suppose if the user wants to know some further information on a frequently occurring problems, he can always click on this information, and then you see all the further subcategories. And again, the user has an option to click any of the concerns which he has, whether it is software concern or the hardware problems or the network challenges or the server connections or whatever. So let's take a scenario where the user clicks on the software concerns. So again, the bot asks, can you pick a category, whether it is license related or something related to virus, or is it something related to malfunction? When the user clicks on license related, again it will ask the further drill down questions like, is it related to a license of a software, or is it related to revoking a software, whatever. So when the user further clicks on software license got expired, the bot will say like, you can refer to this particular link for knowing the further information. Okay, so this is a couple of workflows which we have demonstrated. As you can see, when the user has logged in, the login button has disappeared. So suppose if the user logs out from the chatbot, okay, and then suppose if the user again tries to click on incident inquiry, and I type my status, ticket number, again it is asking for the user to sign in. As you can see, whenever you want to access some kind of authenticated information, it will always ask the user to authenticate. And suppose if the user is typing something like, my system got crashed. As you can see, whenever the user types some kind of spell mistakes, it always shows a red color line below the text. The user can always correct it. Okay. Now let's look at a scenario when the user instead of directly opening the chatbot, the user directly comes to the web page. As you can see, the login and the chatbot is in minimize mode. So when the user clicks on login, it will navigate to the login screen, and the user can give the username and password. And when you open the chatbot, it recognizes that the user has like it got the session from the user, and it can always do a incident inquiry. Now it will not ask for any kind of authentication because the user is already authenticated. Okay, and this is a minimize and expand and collapse icon which we can use for minimizing the chatbot. And we also implemented a feature whether when the user wants to submit some kind of feedback to the server, like the chatbot will ask like how was the help you which you received. The user can always try to select something. Okay, and then the chatbot will immediately respond like okay, it was a okay response, we will try to improve the response feedback further. Okay, thank you.